Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Cameron Doherty here with another tech video. Today I've got a review of a Logitech mouse and keyboard combo that might be perfect for your next work from home setup. So what I have today is the Logitech MK470 mouse and keyboard combo. And I'm going to go through pros and cons looking at the mouse by itself, the keyboard by itself, and then what sort of a enticing package they provide together. So first, looking at the mouse. This is the M340 mouse, which is part of the MK470 combo, but can also be purchased standalone as well. While the combo runs $50, you can get the mouse by itself for $30. So overall, the mouse is quite small, very light, very good and portable, could be packed in a bag very easily, could be a really good travel mouse for you. In terms of how the exterior goes, very simple setup, has a rubberized, somewhat little bit tacky trackball here, and otherwise just normal left and right click, simple power button on the bottom and the sensor. So there's not a whole lot to it, not a lot of bells and whistles. One thing I did find very interesting, it runs on a single AA battery, and that comes right underneath this cap that pulls off very easily. And so they actually, how they did this is they have 3 small magnets in the bottom and then 3 screws in the same positions on the cap. And that allows it to really easily just pop back into place. But when you need to change the battery or when you need to get to your USB Bluetooth dongle, it's very easy to access. So that was a really clever feature, how they did that, and it makes it really easy to make that swap. One single USB dongle can run both the mouse and the keyboard. And if you've ever had an accessory from Logitech, you know these things work flawlessly. Plug and play to the max, you just pop it in and it just works. The defining feature of this particular mouse is what Logitech refers to as whisper quiet operation, and that's specifically around the clicks. I have never heard a mouse with such quiet, just like a mouse, for lack of a better term, clicks. So I'm sure right now as I'm talking, there's probably almost nothing getting picked up from the mic as I'm clicking this. And even if I start clicking more aggressively, you may barely be able to hear it. I'll hold it up directly to the microphone. So it's a really quiet click, which is great for either working from home and just not wanting to hear it, or working in close proximity to other people. So if you're in an open format office, your neighbors are gonna love you if you've got one of these because they're not gonna hear the obnoxious clicking sound of a traditional mouse. So that's definitely the defining feature of this mouse, of what makes it so great. In terms of cons for the mouse, it's really not an ergonomic shape. So it's nice and small. It would be great for travel, but the way that my hand fits on it, it's very unnatural, I would say. So I have average sized hands, and I can either have my fingers in the main part of the keys and really just kind of claw the mouse, so only having my fingertips. If I want the actual palm of my hand to touch it, then my fingers kind of hang over the front edge. So this isn't a problem for my fiance when she uses it. She has smaller hands, it fits her more naturally. That is one consideration. You're getting the small portable size, but what you're sacrificing is the nice ergonomic feel that a lot of mouses today have. So that's one consideration there on the negative side. Otherwise, it's got 18 months of battery from the single AA, which is fantastic. Like I said, it's very easy to get right in here and change it and pop this cap right back on. And overall, it's just a nice package. Now moving on to the keyboard. So this is the K470 keyboard from Logitech, which is a low profile but full size keyboard, including a full number pad. And so some people love the number pad, some people hate the number pad. Personally, I work a lot in spreadsheets, I work a lot with numbers, and it's something that I always love to have. It's a great addition for me. The great thing is that even if you don't love that number pad, even if you're not going to use it heavily, it's still a small form factor overall. It's basically a laptop keyboard in terms of spacing and in terms of size, with just this nice tight addition on the side. So we compared the main portion of the keyboard to the MacBook and found that they were almost identical. This is just slightly larger. But ultimately, the typing feels a lot like you're typing on a good laptop keyboard. They're simple, soft keys, a good amount of travel. It's not a mechanical keyboard feel that a lot of people love, but it's not that clicky feel that you get on a lot of laptops. So it's a good laptop keyboard feel, very low profile, and very easy to use. I didn't run into any issues in terms of key layout or key spacing. Everything came naturally to me. There's definitely some times with keyboards, one that I'm going to be looking at also from Logitech in a coming video, where I have some very specific qualms with how they decided to lay out the keyboard, but there's none of that here. It follows a very traditional QWERTY setup. All of the function keys and everything is where you would expect it. There are designated volume keys, play, pause, calculator key, and with Logitech software you can use those very easily. In terms of negatives, I think that the biggest thing is that it is very low profile, as I said, and there's no way to adjust the angle of the keyboard. So in terms of ergonomics, that can be a little bit of a challenge if this angle does not work for your setup and for how you like to type. So you've got one choice. I happen to like it. It's at a very slight angle, which is just very nice for my typing style and for the feel. I never ran into any problems with it when I was trying it out. The only other thing to mention is that there is no on-off switch, so it is always on. And then the batteries are hidden under this gray cap on the top. So all you do is just slide this up. This whole piece comes off. And then what that allows you to do is get at your two AAA batteries here. And then if you want to store, again, the USB dongle, there is a little spot for it where you can clip it in right there. And then you can put this right back on in order to keep that nice and secure. So you've got two options to store your USB dongle if you need to travel with this, if you need to take it anywhere. Obviously, if you're using the mouse as a traveling mouse, it's really easy to pop that off and always have it with it. If you're storing this away otherwise, this is an easy on and off to be able to do that as well. So overall conclusion, I think this is an absolutely fantastic, simple, cheap keyboard and mouse combo. It runs for $49.99. The mouse, as I mentioned before, you can get standalone for $30 for $29.99. And I think the combo is absolutely the way to go. If you need a keyboard and mouse, if you want something that is basic, low profile, will feel natural and comfortable without being over the top, you don't need any of the extra features or frills of some of the higher end keyboards or mice. Keep in mind the ergonomics. If that's not something that's going to bother you, if you like the low profile, depending on how many hours you're working, things like that are all considerations. This might be perfect, particularly if you're going to be traveling. I think this is great. And overall, I think this is just a really great option to set up your desk in your home office for any sort of work from home activities, be it temporary, be it permanent. I think this is a really good way to go. So if your home office is in need of an upgrade, I think the Logitech MK470 is a great option to consider. At the $50 price point, doesn't break the bank. It's got a great typing experience and a low profile keyboard, and it's got the unbelievable quiet whisper clicks on the mouse. So let me know down in the comments if you're considering this setup, if you've used this, what you think of it. And in the meantime, if you enjoy what you see, remember that the likes are free and the subs don't cost anything either. Thanks for watching. See you next time.